everyone, so I decided to bring this on a different angle because the lighting is really good here, but different background. Anyway, so tomorrow is the Falcon Heavy launch. I am super excited. I'm sure all of you guys are already have it bookmarked in your internet browser to actually watch the live stream. I'm going to be watching it on the SpaceX page because I'm not obviously in Florida right now, so I can't actually see the launch. But for those of you that don't know, there's a massive rocket launch happening at about 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's launching from Cape Canaveral, Florida, down on the NASA launch pad 39A. There's a separate facility there for SpaceX, and that's where they're going to be launching the actual Falcon Heavy rocket. Now, the Falcon Heavy rocket is literally the biggest and strongest rocket that exists. If it launches, it's going to be the strongest rocket that's ever actually launched. Compared to the Delta IV rocket and then the Atlas V rocket, those are also really strong rockets. But the Falcon Heavy is going to be the strongest. And it's incredible. It's massive. The reason it's called heavy is because of the fairing payload, which is the top part of the rocket. It's able to hold a lot of weight. To actually equivalent that weight for you, I'm going to do some comparisons. So, first of all, because it's going to be launching a lot of heavy weight, it needs a lot of thrust, which means that it's going to need a lot of rocket boosters. It actually has 27 Merlin engines and then 3 rocket boosters that's attached to. That's considered the first stage of the rocket. So once that's all burned and all the fuel's used up, that's going to separate, and then the rest of the rocket's going to continue into exiting Earth's orbit, and it's going to go into the orbit around the sun, eventually cross the orbit of Mars. Now, the rocket itself is going to have about 5 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. So that's equivalent to about 18 747 aircraft. That's a lot of thrust. Now, the weight that it's going to be able to actually carry is going to be about 37,000 pounds to get to Mars. That's how much it can carry to get to Mars. That's equivalent to about 1 Greyhound bus. So that, I mean, if you want to think about it too, the Greyhound bus with all the people on it, that's pretty cool. So that's about what we're aiming to actually try and get to Mars in order to even colonize Mars. It also can carry about 140,660 pounds to lower Earth orbit. And for those of you guys that don't know, lower Earth orbit is just outside our atmosphere. It's orbiting around Earth. It's right now where the International Space Station is. So it's actually a bit further past our atmosphere. And that's where the International Space Station is, where a lot of science and research is being done in zero gravity or microgravity. And that's where it'll be able to launch things to low Earth orbit. It's also going to be able to launch about 58,850 pounds to geosynchronous orbit, which is where a lot of our weather satellites are. And that weighs in at about the weight of an armed carrier. It can bring about 7,720 pounds to Pluto, where Pluto is. So that's the outer regions of our solar system. And that's about the weight of what a limo is. What's currently in the payload of the Falcon Heavy rocket for the very first launch? It is Elon Musk's cherry red Tesla Roadster. So it's going to be really interesting, I think, during the launch. A lot of people are nervous. They're like, oh my gosh, it's taking so long. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping for really good photos to be coming out. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to watch it. I'm really excited, as you guys can tell. So I think that this is going to be a huge breakthrough in aerospace. It's going to be a huge breakthrough in rocketry, rocket science, and also for our future to become an interplanetary species. Also, Elon Musk was stating, actually a few years back when he first had released the information about the Falcon Heavy rocket, their very first customers, if this launch goes well, is going to be for the Arabsat 6A satellite. So it's going to be for the Arabsat, which is part of Saudi Arabia. They're going to be the first customer, and it's going to be to put one of their satellites into orbit. Other potential customers they could be working with is the U.S. Department of Defense. Also will be super useful when having to do science and research within our solar system, looking at other planets. It's going to be able to deliver satellites to other planets, even rovers. So I think it's really incredible the fact that it can carry so much. It has been going through a lot of development just because you have to remember they're putting 27 Merlin engines. That is the most a rocket has ever had of engines on. There's other countries that have tried putting out about 30 engines and the rockets explode. So I hope that this goes well and it doesn't explode. And right now, like what they had to like figure out is when you have all these extra engines on, it's going to cause a lot of heavy vibrations in the rocket itself. So it's a lot of calculations and work, obviously, that goes into this. I mean, hello, it's rocket science. So I think that this is going to be a really huge, exciting day tomorrow. I hope it goes well. I hope it's going to be amazing. And if you guys can check it out, definitely check it out. Make time to watch it. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll talk to you after the launch. Bye!